Oscar Piastri storms to Saudi Arabian F1 GP win and now leads title race. 7 days ago at the Bahrain Grand Prix, Oscar Piastri had delivered a performance of remarkable composure and dominant control, guiding his McLaren MCL39 from pole position to the checkered flag with an insouciant ease that belied his relative youth and the intense pressure of leading from the front in the opening race of the season, setting a clear marker for his championship intentions and demonstrating the significant step forward made by the Woking-based team over the winter break. A victory that saw him finish comfortably ahead of his nearest rivals, who struggled to match his consistent pace and faultless execution throughout the 57 laps under the floodlights of the Bahrain International Circuit. A performance widely hailed as a coming-of-age moment for the young Australian driver who had shown glimpses of this potential in his rookie season but now appeared ready to challenge consistently at the very pinnacle of the sport. And while in Jeddah, just 1 week later for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, the challenge presented to Piastri was arguably more complex and demanding. Starting from second on the grid after Max Verstappen, the reigning world champion, had produced an unexpected and truly brilliant qualifying lap under immense pressure to snatch pole position by the narrowest of margins, denying Piastri a second consecutive pole and setting the stage for a thrilling strategic battle around the ultra-fast street circuit. The Australian and his McLaren team kept their collective composure and executed their race plan with precision, navigating the opening laps cautiously but maintaining pressure on Verstappen, the dynamic shifting significantly when Verstappen was handed a 5-second time penalty by the stewards for an infringement during his pit stop, a decision that would fundamentally alter the complexion of the race lead once the pit stop cycle was completed. And it was through this crucial phase of the race as drivers pitted for fresh tires that Piastri, having managed his initial tyre stint effectively, found himself in the virtual lead, knowing that once Verstappen served his penalty, the advantage would swing decisively in his favor and indeed, once he had the lead, gained cleanly through the sequence of pit stops in the application of Verstappen's penalty. Piastri was once more seemingly untouchable, demonstrating the same metronomic consistency and blistering pace he had shown in Bahrain, pulling away from the rest of the field with apparent effortlessness, managing his tires expertly over the remaining laps and building a gap that rendered any pursuit futile, ultimately crossing the finish line to secure his second consecutive victory of the season, a feat that immediately positioned him as a formidable championship contender and underscored the potent combination of his driving talent and the significant performance gains of the McLaren package, a result that left the paddock buzzing about the potential for a genuine multi-team championship battle. While elsewhere in the aftermath of the race, discussions continued regarding the pressures faced by drivers and teams in the highly scrutinized world of Formula One, echoing sentiments recently attributed to Max Verstappen, who reportedly suggested that in the current climate, it's better not to talk, highlighting the intense media attention and the potential for criticism that drivers navigate constantly. A sentiment that perhaps underscores the mental strength required not only to perform at the highest level but also to manage the external pressures that come with it. Pressures that Piastri appeared to be handling with remarkable maturity as he celebrated his dominant back-to-back wins, solidifying his position at the top of the early championship standings and confirming that his Bahrain triumph was emphatically not a one-off but rather the start of what promised to be a truly exceptional season for the young Australian driver and his resurgent McLaren team, who had clearly arrived as major players in the 2025 Formula One World Championship, leaving rivals to ponder how to counter their impressive early season form.